Stress affects your brain in surprising ways daily. When stressed, the body releases hormones immediately. Cortisol, the stress hormone, impacts multiple brain regions. The amygdala, responsible for fear, becomes more active. This heightens alertness and sensitivity to potential threats. Your prefrontal cortex, controlling decision-making, can slow down. Working memory may decrease during prolonged stress exposure. Emotional responses often intensify under continuous stress naturally. Hippocampus, vital for memory, can be affected too. Long-term stress may reduce hippocampal volume gradually. Stress can trigger both physical and emotional changes. Blood flow increases in some regions, decreases elsewhere. Attention becomes focused on perceived threats automatically. Learning may feel more challenging during stressful periods. Sleep disruption worsens cognitive and emotional resilience safely. Stress can make your brain more reactive temporarily. Neural pathways involved in fear strengthen under stress. Positive coping strategies help balance these effects effectively. Mindfulness reduces amygdala activation and improves focus naturally. Meditation promotes calm and regulates stress responses efficiently. Deep breathing slows heart rate and signals safety. Exercise reduces cortisol and increases beneficial endorphins daily. Social support helps buffer the impact of stress. Nature exposure calms neural circuits related to tension. Journaling provides reflection and reduces emotional overload naturally. Cognitive reframing adjusts perception of stressful situations safely. Gratitude practices stimulate reward-related brain regions positively. Even small breaks can help reset neural activity. Hobbies engage positive circuits, reducing stress intensity gradually. Healthy nutrition supports neurotransmitter balance in the brain. Adequate sleep consolidates emotional regulation and learning naturally. Mindful focus prevents rumination and excessive worry effectively. Laughter activates reward pathways and reduces perceived tension. Visualization helps anticipate solutions instead of problems automatically. Stress is natural, but your brain can adapt. Understanding stress biology empowers effective coping strategies immediately. Daily habits significantly influence brain response to challenges. Awareness of stress triggers improves mental resilience gradually. Practicing calm responses strengthens adaptive neural pathways naturally. Positive experiences counterbalance heightened fear responses effectively. Stress can sharpen focus temporarily during short bursts. Chronic stress, however, requires careful management consistently. Recognizing signs early prevents long-term neural impact safely. Your brain is remarkably adaptive under repeated challenges, and understanding stress is the first step forward. Chronic stress affects both body and brain simultaneously. Cortisol remains elevated during prolonged stress exposure naturally. The amygdala grows more sensitive to perceived threats. Emotional reactions intensify, even to minor triggers. Prefrontal cortex activity may decrease under constant pressure. Decision-making and problem-solving can become more difficult. Memory recall may feel slower or less accurate. Hippocampus health can be compromised during extended stress. Brain plasticity is affected but can recover gradually. Sleep disturbances worsen cognitive and emotional resilience naturally. Stress alters neurotransmitter levels, affecting mood temporarily. Dopamine and serotonin pathways may be disrupted under stress. Chronic tension impacts focus and attention subtly over time. Anxiety can increase due to heightened amygdala activity. Mindfulness practices reduce stress response and improve calm. Meditation promotes prefrontal cortex regulation effectively and safely. Breathing exercises signal the nervous system to relax naturally. Physical activity helps normalize cortisol levels consistently. Exercise also strengthens mood-regulating neural circuits daily. Social support buffers stress effects and improves resilience. Spending time in nature reduces tension and mental fatigue. Journaling clarifies thoughts and relieves emotional overload naturally. Cognitive reframing changes perception of challenges and stressors. Gratitude exercises stimulate reward centers in the brain positively. Short breaks prevent overactivation of stress-sensitive neural networks. Engaging in hobbies redirects attention toward positive experiences. Healthy nutrition supports neurotransmitter production and brain health. Sleep consolidates memory and emotional regulation safely overnight. Humor and laughter release tension and improve mood quickly. Visualization helps the brain anticipate solutions rather than problems. Awareness of stress triggers allows better emotional control naturally. Daily positive routines strengthen adaptive neural pathways gradually. Stress can also improve alertness during short bursts temporarily. Chronic stress requires consistent coping strategies for balance. Recognizing early signs prevents prolonged neural and emotional impact. Mindful awareness strengthens prefrontal cortex and attention control. Positive social interactions activate reward pathways and reduce anxiety. Reflection and meditation encourage adaptive responses to stress. Controlled breathing slows heart rate and calms the mind. Stress management improves learning, focus, and emotional regulation. Even small lifestyle changes influence brain responses significantly. Relaxation techniques support long-term mental and emotional health. Understanding stress biology empowers proactive coping strategies daily. Neural circuits adapt when stress is managed carefully, and this knowledge helps protect your brain and mind. Stress impacts brain regions differently depending on intensity. Amygdala activity increases during acute stress episodes naturally. Prefrontal cortex function may slow under constant pressure. Hippocampus is sensitive to prolonged cortisol exposure gradually. Memory and learning can temporarily decline during stress. Neural pathways adapt to repeated stressors over time. Chronic stress may change structural connections subtly. Emotional regulation becomes more difficult without coping strategies. Anxiety often rises due to heightened threat perception. Mood fluctuations occur as neurotransmitters adjust temporarily. Mindfulness helps regulate amygdala and prefrontal activity. Meditation strengthens focus and emotional control consistently. Deep breathing signals safety to the nervous system. Physical exercise reduces cortisol and promotes endorphin release. Positive social interactions buffer stress impact effectively. Nature exposure calms neural circuits and mental fatigue. Journaling provides reflection and emotional clarity safely. Cognitive reframing adjusts perception of stressors successfully. Gratitude exercises activate reward-related brain regions naturally. Breaks and relaxation prevent overactivation of neural circuits. Engaging hobbies redirect focus to positive activities consistently. Healthy diet supports neurotransmitter balance and brain health. Adequate sleep consolidates learning and emotional regulation. Laughter improves mood and reduces tension in brain pathways. Visualization promotes problem solving instead of focusing on threats. Awareness of triggers enables proactive stress management effectively. Daily routines reinforce adaptive neural responses gradually. Stress can enhance alertness during short bursts temporarily. Chronic stress requires consistent coping strategies for protection. Early recognition prevents long-term cognitive and emotional impacts. Mindful practices strengthen prefrontal cortex and attention naturally. Social support enhances resilience and reward-related circuits. Meditation and reflection encourage adaptive responses to challenges. Controlled breathing slows heart rate and calms nervous system. Healthy routines improve learning, focus, and memory efficiently. Positive lifestyle habits influence brain responses over time. Relaxation techniques support long-term mental and emotional health. Awareness of stress biology empowers strategic coping methods. Neural circuits adapt and recover when stress is managed. Short-term stress can motivate and increase focus temporarily. Mindfulness encourages thoughtful responses rather than impulsive reactions. Gratitude and reflection counterbalance heightened stress effectively. Hobbies and creativity redirect neural energy toward positive outcomes. Sleep and nutrition sustain cognitive performance under stress. Understanding stress mechanisms helps protect your brain naturally. Long-term stress affects the brain differently in each person. Chronic cortisol exposure may change neural connections gradually. The amygdala remains sensitive, increasing alertness and emotional reactions. Prefrontal cortex activity can decrease under ongoing stress. Hippocampus function may reduce, affecting memory temporarily. Stress can influence decision-making and problem-solving skills. Neural adaptation occurs as the brain tries to cope. Chronic tension may trigger fatigue and reduced focus naturally. Mood fluctuations become more frequent without proper coping strategies. Positive interventions help restore balance in affected brain areas. Mindfulness practice strengthens prefrontal regulation over time. Meditation improves attention and emotional stability safely. Deep breathing helps signal relaxation to the nervous system. Exercise reduces cortisol and improves endorphin production naturally. Social connection buffers stress effects and enhances resilience. Nature exposure reduces tension and restores cognitive clarity effectively. Journaling provides reflection and helps process stressful events. Cognitive reframing changes perception of challenges safely. Gratitude practices activate reward circuits in the brain positively. Small breaks prevent overactivation of stress-sensitive neurons consistently. Engaging hobbies redirect focus toward positive experiences effectively. Healthy nutrition supports neurotransmitter production and brain function. Adequate sleep consolidates learning and emotional regulation naturally. Laughter activates pleasure circuits and reduces perceived tension. Visualization encourages problem-solving and reduces worry automatically. Awareness of stress triggers enables proactive coping strategies. Daily habits build long-term neural resilience gradually. Short-term stress can enhance focus and alertness temporarily. Chronic stress requires consistent strategies for emotional balance. Early recognition prevents prolonged cognitive and emotional impact. Mindful awareness strengthens attention and executive control naturally. Social support activates reward pathways and reduces anxiety. Reflection and meditation promote adaptive stress responses effectively. Controlled breathing calms the heart rate and nervous system. Positive routines improve learning, focus, and memory consistently. Lifestyle choices influence neural response to stress over time. Relaxation techniques sustain mental and emotional well-being safely. Understanding stress biology empowers thoughtful coping methods naturally. Neural circuits can recover when stress is managed consistently. Awareness and practice help transform stress into motivation safely. Gratitude, reflection, and hobbies counterbalance stress effectively. Sleep and nutrition support optimal cognitive performance naturally. Mindfulness encourages deliberate responses rather than reactive behaviors. Daily management of stress improves long-term brain health, and understanding your brain allows control over stress responses.